Okay, you guys, so as you can tell by the title, I am going to every single house I've lived at in my life. So some of you might recognize this house. This is the first house I ever lived in my life right here. The old house, my pre-mission house. So my first 22 years or 20 years of living, I lived in this house right here, and it is remodeled. They remodeled the house. It looks different. So all my old YouTube videos, my super old YouTube videos were in this house right here. We don't live here anymore. We live on the other side of town. But yeah, this brings back a whole bunch of memories. Like I got my mission call in this house. My mission homecoming when I came back was in this house. I was born and raised in this house right here. And I'm not going to walk around it and everything. But yeah, the basketball hoop is still there right there. It's still there. And that gate right there used to be white, and now it's brown, black. So yeah, we still have a swimming pool in the backyard, I believe. We didn't have trees there. I don't think we didn't have trees there in the front yard. But now there's trees there in the front yard. I think that palm tree was there, but it was smaller when it was there. But yeah, just a little fun memory lane. I'm showing you guys every single house I've lived in my entire life. This is the first one right here. Now let's go to the current house that my parents currently live in now, that I'm staying for Christmas break. Alright, you guys, and this house here is currently the house that my parents and family are living at right here in St. George, Utah. So the first house I showed you was the first house I grew up in, lived in my whole life until I was about 22 years old. And this is the first house I've moved to besides my mission in San Antonio, Texas. But yeah, this is the house I'm currently living in. Well, not me personally. I'm living in Cedar right now. But this is the house that my parents are living at right now, and my family, as you've seen maybe in some other videos, the big backyard and stuff. So this is the house that my parents are currently living in right now. Let me take you to the next destination of the University Lofts, of the first place I lived in Cedar, of all the places I've lived at. Alright, you guys, alright, so now I am at my first place that I lived at in Cedar City, the University Lofts. This is exactly the apartment I lived in. I lived in number 1, I think, right there, my first 2 semesters. And my second year I also lived here too, but I think I moved into number 3 right there. I think it was one of those. It wasn't number 2, I think it was number 3 right there. But the University Lofts is the third different place I've lived at in my life, after the previous 2 houses growing up. So the first house and then the second house that I was at for Christmas break. But yeah, this was the first place I lived at on my own in Cedar, my first 2 years. So my freshman and sophomore year I lived here at the University Lofts. They raised the price, and now I just have to go visit one more place. The place I'm currently living at right now, the house that I've lived at for the past, I think, 3-4 years now. So let's go take you there now. Guys, now I have arrived at my last place that I've lived at. This is my 4th place total in my life, not counting my mission, because I moved so many times on my mission in different apartments. That doesn't really count. But this is the 4th house I've lived at in my lifetime. This is the second house I've lived at in Cedar. I moved in this house in 2022 on May 1st, I believe, of 2022. Either late April or early May. But it's been 3.5 years now. This May will be 4 years that I've lived in this house. It's a really nice house. I'm only paying $400 a month for rent. I have my own room. It's pretty nice. So I love it. I'll live here for at least the rest of this year, for all of 2026, until at least Christmas break this next year. So, and then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. But yeah, it's been a nice house.